Yo guys, it's James from Bucks Downhill. Today I'm going to do a little review on the Samyang 8mm Fisheye lens, Mark II. So first off, it's a prime lens, so it's just 8mm, so there's no zoom involved. This isn't a big deal as it's only a fisheye, so you're not really going to be using it as your main lens. It's really for shots that you're just looking for a particular effect with. So we use it a lot for skating, obviously. So a lot of our shots with all the high-speed skating and really anything that's long and going really fast is probably shot on this lens. They look awesome with this lens because it's so wide at 8mm. This is probably the wider end of most fisheyes and wide angles. So this was the first lens I bought when I first got my camera. I bought it for filming skating, so really anything with extreme sports, so BMX.
Yeah, big up Hutch Film.
BMX.
You know history, son.
Big up Hutch Films for BMX Live. Go check him out.
That's me.
He's filming.
I'm here.
He's helping
Behind
film
the scenes.
behind the scenes, boys. So you get pretty heavy distortion with the lens. As I say, it's kind of more for a particular effect. So if you have any straight edges around the sides, they are going to be quite warped and curved. So if you're trying to shoot a very natural looking film, this might not be the best thing. The aperture is not declicked, so it's pretty loud, and there's no like precise settings for it, but it goes from 3.5 up to 22. So it's a pretty standard range for a lens. You wouldn't really be expecting particularly low f-stops with something like a fisheye. It's not really a big deal. Most of the time we shoot on the infinite mode, so everything's going to be in focus, which is fine because we're not really going to be worried about that when we're shooting things like raw runs and speed shots, which is what we use it for. This lens is the crop sensor edition, so if you do try to put it on a full frame, you get very heavy vignetting. The Mark II basically means that you can take the lens head off, which is great. It means you can't put a lens cap back on. Basically what it means that when you do put it on a full frame, you take a lot of the vignetting away, and so you do manage to get a lot more image for your shot. However, if you do have a full frame camera, I really wouldn't recommend this lens because it's not really worth spending 200 to 250 pounds on it. It's a fully manual lens, so at first this may be a little bit intimidating because you can't really control anything about it through the camera, so it was a little bit confusing at first for me, but it's very easy to adjust to, and I'm constantly moving from automatic to manual lenses now, and I find it perfectly normal. So all the aperture and focusing is done on lens, no autofocus, so it's not really a huge deal, and it's perfectly normal. Price-wise on the lens, it's around 200 to 250 pounds, which for a fisheye isn't bad at all. It's a pretty decent price. You could go for a cheaper or more expensive brand. So Samyang is on the more affordable side of the lens spectrum, but you could go for something a little bit more pricey, maybe something from Sigma or Tamron. So you may be able to get a slightly sharper image with that. But to be honest, I'm fine with the quality from the Samyang lens, and I'm really happy with it. Build quality, it's got a full metal construction, so the mounting's all metal, which is great. I must say I have kind of battered this thing up a little bit, just from using it with skating and things. We're taking it down runs, and so it's kind of assumed that it is going to get a little bit beaten up. I've dropped it various times, face on with no lens cap on, and somehow the glass is still alive. So there are some little warmers on the lens head and things, but it's still going. So build quality, I'd say pretty excellent, so I was very impressed by that for a lens for just £200. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little review on the Samyang 8mm Fisheye. I'll pop some links down in the description for various websites to buy it off, and see you next week. We're not starting a salute thing, it's not going to be a thing. So.
Yeah. Behind the scenes, imagine the scenes!